Hi everyone, my name is Michael, and this is Michael on the Mic, where we talk about everything fashion to better your knowledge of the industry. Today we're going to be talking about Balenciaga's tech innovations recently. Many of us know that the fashion industry is slowly moving online. However, there has been a really big increase on their digital presence over the past 18 months due to the pandemic. So today I want to talk about what does the fashion industry moving online mean and what are brands doing about it today and what it could mean in the next 10, 20 years. And a really good example of a brand that does this is Balenciaga. So that's why I want to talk about what they're doing today because they're really thinking ahead. It started when they presented their fall 2021 show, which many brands for that show, that was kind of like the first show of the pandemic. So they all had to show their collections online. However, Balenciaga knocked it out of the ballpark. I spoke about it on a previous Michael on the Mic, but I'll recap it here. Basically, all the people that they invited to the show was actually just received a VR headset where they were able to kind of log on to this video game-like-esque world, and they could see every show almost like they were picking a character. I'll insert pictures now, but it was really interesting and a really interesting take on how they were gonna innovate their designs in this non-physical world. It had to be digital because we weren't allowed to meet with one another. Many brands did a similar thing, like they would invite their guests using a projector, and then the guests could use that projector to live stream the event, like the catwalk. However, this was different because they didn't bother hosting an actual catwalk itself. You were able to immerse yourself in this video game called Balenciaga Afterworld, and you could look through the looks and kind of walk around like you were in the Balenciaga universe. And little did we know that this was only the introduction of Balenciaga's tech innovations within the fashion industry. They just did two collaborations, one with Fortnite and one with The Simpsons, that I'm going to get into and kind of explain what it means, what it's doing, and why they did it. Starting with the Fortnite collaboration, this was a perfect definition of what phygital means. Now, if you don't know what phygital means, it's basically using technology to bridge the digital world with the physical world. So the way that Balenciaga is doing it with this is that they are using technology to bring physical clothing into a digital world like Fortnite. Demna Gvasalia, who is basically the creative director of Balenciaga and also the person responsible for all of these tech innovations for the brand right now, has created two different collections for this collaboration. He created a digital collection and a physical collection. Now, the digital collection is for players to dress up their characters in skins, which is Balenciaga clothing, but that's what it's called in Fortnite, the game. And the prices match what Balenciaga pricing is, so it's pretty expensive. It needs a lot of tokens to be purchased. Something else, a little fun touch that Demna did in the collaboration on the digital side of things before I move on to the physical side of things is that he included the speed trainers as a pickaxe. So he could have just made these shoes and available to be purchased in the store. However, he decided to put a little twist on it and make it a pickaxe, which is just a tool that players use in the game. Now, for the physical collection, he basically just designed what looks to me like merchandise for Fortnite and their collaboration with Balenciaga. It's not very fashionable, I guess I could say, but it is what probably people would want to buy if they found out about this Balenciaga collaboration through originally being a Fortnite player. Now, I say that because many people in video game culture can create a lot of hype. So when new things come out, when new expansion packs come out, when new characters come out, new worlds, new maps, things like that, it can create a lot of hype and people will wait a long time and pay a lot for stuff like this. So if this creates the amount of hype that normal things in video game culture would, I would not be surprised if you see a lot of people who are originally in the video game side of this collaboration that they might not even know what Balenciaga is before this, are paying really hefty prices for this collaboration and the pieces in it because things like the hat, the smaller things, are already sold out. So the purpose of this collaboration isn't just to show that they're innovative in the tech industry, it's also as a marketing campaign because they are now reaching to a new segment of consumers that probably would have never gotten involved in Balenciaga and what they're wearing without them literally collaborating with one of their favorite video games in the world. Fortnite is a huge video game and it's played around the world from people as young as 7 years old to probably 60 years old. Everybody loves it. The second tech innovation that Balenciaga has done recently, which I wouldn't really call a tech innovation, but a tech collaboration. It doesn't really show that they're any more advanced in the tech industry, but it was when they collabed with The Simpsons for their most recent Paris Fashion Week show. Now, if you haven't seen it, I would definitely recommend you watching it. It's on the Balenciaga website. It's only a 10-minute long episode, and it's really funny. Now, the purpose of this episode was actually, it was presenting at Paris Fashion Week, but all the people who were attending at the theater were expecting to watch a catwalk show by Balenciaga. Instead, all that played was this 10-minute long episode and a little red carpet look before. Now, the video is about basically poking fun at catwalks, fashion week, trends, and like really high fashion because it basically jokes on how unrealistic it is. You'll see Marge wearing the Balenciaga dress and she can't even walk out the door. It also talks about how like Americans are not very style advanced.
Oh, it's just one of those American gags nobody gets.
It talks about how fashion week and trends don't always make sense because even when 4 or 5 people say they don't like a trend, when one important person like Anna Wintour says they like it, now it's accepted by all.
I like it.
She likes it. Then I like it.
It was a really interesting and unique way, which caught a lot of people's attention because it was unique, on what their views were on catwalk fashion, why it doesn't always have to be such a big deal. Now, Demna Gvasalia could have posted that on his Instagram. He could have just said a statement on his Instagram saying, look, I don't like catwalk fashion and what it's turned into. He could have said it in an interview. He could have said it in a press statement, whatever. But instead, he chose a satirical route by doing it in kind of this collaboration way that not many people would think of. And like I said before, it's not a tech innovation. It's not like Balenciaga invented something new here. They did do something different, but it's not new. The Simpsons have been around for a very long time. And that's kind of why they must have collaborated. The Simpsons is a very well-known, established cartoon. It's also Demna Gvasalia's favorite cartoon. He said growing up, it was his favorite thing to watch. And Balenciaga, a very established luxury fashion brand, and they collaborated on it, and they did it in a digital way. So the way that it could have been a Balenciaga lookbook of Simpsons apparel, and no one would want that. But instead, they chose to collaborate in the digital way and make a cartoon, a 10-minute long episode of them collaborating. Those are just two things that Balenciaga has done in the past like 3 to 4 weeks in the tech world. Who knows what they're going to be doing in 1 month, 2 months, 6 months, a year. I truly think that they are going to be on top of the game always with the fashion industry going more tech innovative. But anyways, guys, I'm Michael. This is Michael on the mic. Thank you so much for watching, and catch me back in 2 weeks on New Talent Fashion.